We talked a lot about why you should be rethinking the way you do business with respect to your Maximo implementation with the advent of AI infused in the Maximo application suite. We've talked about why lowest price technically acceptable or technical lift and shift is really you're undermining your enterprise, you're crippling your own ability to perform. What we haven't talked a lot about, though, is the flip side of the coin. Okay, Matt, you got me. I'm convinced. You can shut up now. Let's talk about how I actually figure out what I'm going to do. Great question. Very important. And so what's that best value? How do we find that best value? And so there are a few key components, ingredients that we got to put into this. We got to know what your business goals and objectives are. And that's, yes, that is as a maintenance department, but it's also as an enterprise operational production manufacturer, if that's what you do. But whatever your end service or product is that goes out the door, what's your goal? What are you trying to do? We need to understand that. We need to then understand what your current achievement rate is against that goal. If I'm looking at widgets produced, how many widgets am I producing per hour at what cost per unit as compared to the goal? We need a measurement of that. And then what we need to do is look at how you're currently doing it. And that's a little bit about the process, but really it's more about the process in terms of the manufacturing or operational process, that end-to-end process that was defined probably by an industrial process engineer of how you're going to do your business. Then, with that in hand, we can start to overlay that with the application suite and start saying, okay, well, there's going to be a lot of obvious natural fits. Asset management, okay, that's equipment, that's an asset. Yeah, that makes sense. But then we start looking at where AI can help us. Then we start looking at where AI can help us. We start looking at the opportunities for improvement in our current data set. And within that, we, on this side of the fence, as Banetti, are going to be able to help you project the percentage improvement. You have the numbers already that tell us with each production unit sold, this is what it does. So with that, we are going to be able to say, okay, we can give you 10% more production capacity with the exact same maintenance budget, or we're going to reduce the maintenance budget by this and give you this increase in capacity. We're going to give you this additional uptime. It's an ROI study, and it's not in a singular approach. We have gone through deep ROI studies that cover safety, they cover quality, they cover inspection rounds, they cover the response time, they cover IoT sensors for condition-based maintenance, they cover how you leverage mobile, they cover the organization of a storeroom and then the mapping of your spares to your equipment in production. So there are a lot of aspects of this, and it gets pretty deep. And with each one of those ROI studies, you can answer the question, is the juice worth the squeeze? Should we be going down this path or not? Holistically, We then come together and we say, okay, some of these interchangeable parts are arranged in a series. So, part C requires part B to be in place, and we can't get to D unless we get A, B, C. So we got to do it. And we got to build that stack and see what that looks like. In other cases, things will operate discretely. They don't have all of that input-output requirement that some others do. And we go through that and we optimize your value returned for the capital put in. That's how we go through that process. Is that going to be done in a day, in a week? Nope. Most enterprises, that can be done in 90 days. And who gets involved? We bring somebody in who comes from a strong reliability background. We bring somebody in who comes from a strong operational or production background. We bring someone in who comes from a strong understanding of the software side. And that's not the implementer, that's someone who really understands the malleability and capability of the software under the hood and how it works. And we bring those people together with your team to understand how we can optimize processes and how we can configure the software to work with those in such a way that we are not only enhancing, but we are amplifying the capability of the people that you have. And, as a quick flash forward, the next thing that's going to happen is you go through this exercise, you see that future roadmap, and then you're going to look at your workforce and you're going to go, oh, wow, we've got some work to do. It's going to change. And some people are not going to like the fact that you're moving their cheese. Other people are going to love it. And when you go out to look for your next generation of employee, it's going to be a completely different job description for them. So that's deep water. I said a lot. I know I did. And I'm sure there's a ton of questions, a ton of thoughts. Reach out, give us a call, hit us up, sales@banetti.com. Like, subscribe. Let's chat. Let's work on banging this out and helping you get in a better position for your next 10, 20 years. Get ready with Banetti.